Med VM lige på trapperne skulle man tro, at Cristiano Ronaldo han så overskrifter for, jeg ved ikke, andre grunde, end han egentlig gør. Hans store rolle til VM for Portugal måske, men det er altså ikke tilfældet. For et par dage siden på Twitter valgte Piers morgen at lægge nogle klip ud fra et interview, hvor Ronaldo altså caller alt og alle ud. Vi har kun lige fået små sneak peeks, hvor han går i dybden med at få Ten Hag til Rooney, til Glazers og ja, til kokkene af Manchester United. Og i dag der skal vi så se part 1 af det her 90 minutters lange interview med Cristiano Ronaldo. Så læn jer godt tilbage og lad os se, hvad Ronaldo helt præcis har at sige. Så ja, 47 minutter. Som sagt, part 1, part 2 kommer i morgen. Så hvis den her video, hvis I ser den, så er der en sandsynlighed for, at part 2, I også får lov at se den. Det er mere, hvis den bliver taget ned af Piers morgen eller sådan noget. Så vi har selvfølgelig ikke smidt part 2 ud, i tilfælde af at få en strike på det. Men det satser vi på. Vi krydser fingre, og lad os se, hvad Ronaldo han har at sige til en kontroversiel journalist. Så han går i dybden med spørgsmålene, det er jeg ikke i tvivl om.
This is Piers Morgan Uncensored, and this is the interview the entire world has been talking about. Cristiano Ronaldo, one-on-one.
Jeg glæder mig helt vildt. Jeg skal op, popcorn er klar. Og jeg kommer til at tale ind over. Det gør jeg selvfølgelig, hvis I vil se det fulde interview, så tjek det ud på Piers Morgans kanal. Jeg skal nok prøve ikke at
Cristiano Ronaldo is a football megastar. In my opinion, the greatest player to ever grace the game.
And the
He's
GOAT.
also one of the most famous people on the
Han er i
planet.
hvert fald deroppe af.
He's had the toughest year of his life, on and off the pitch, facing personal tragedy and a barrage of criticism from fans, pundits, even his own coaches. Everyone else has had their say. Now, it's his turn. And Cristiano is most definitely uncensored.
Det bliver vildt, det her.
Cristiano, let me start just by asking you, why are you doing this interview with me?
Ja, godt spørgsmål.
Because I think it's the time to say something, and because I like you. It's simple as that.
Okay.
Don't say that in public.
Ja, det kan jeg så
Well, I
ikke.
like you too, and I appreciate it because I think that you've had to sustain a lot of criticism this year in particular, probably
Wow.
more than at any stage in your career. And I think it's time to set the record straight and to clear up a few things. Not least, I suspect, for the fans of Manchester United. They must be wondering what the hell's been going on.
Oh, as I say many times, the fans I'm always gonna say good about them. They are
Ja, dem skal man ikke gå mod.
the most important things in football. You play for them. They're always in my side. I feel that every time when I walk in the streets, the fans coming to me and they appreciate what I did, what I do for football.
Og vi startede med lidt
And for me,
fløde.
it's the most important in football. The fans
Skal man
for
også.
me is everything.
I want to take you back to last summer. You're at Juventus, and there's massive speculation about where you're going to go. And the big rumor is that you're going to go to Manchester City. So first of all,
Det skulle han have gjort.
how close was that to happening?
Det må være tæt.
Well, honestly, it was close. It was close. It's something that they
Det har så
spoke
mærkeligt.
a lot. And Guardiola say 2 weeks ago, I guess, that they try hard to have me. But as you know, as my history in Manchester United, your heart, your feeling, the history that you did before, make the difference. And of course, as well, Sir Alex Ferguson. So I was surprised in the same way, but it was conscious decision.
Hvad er han overrasket over?
The heart speaks
At han var tæt på
louder
Manchester City?
in that moment.
You were a Manchester United legend. So when you say your heart led you, it's because of that, the history you had with the club and the relationship you maintained with Sir Alex, with the fans.
I think it was the key. It was the difference in that moment. But I cannot be loyal if I would say that Manchester City wasn't close. But I think
Det havde været sygt at se ham i City.
conscious decision. I don't regret in some point. And
Han fortryder ikke, siger han.
as you mentioned before,
Det forstår jeg altså ikke.
Ferguson was the key.
Did you speak to him before you
Yes,
came
I did.
back?
Yes, I did. I spoke with him, and
What did he say to you to try and persuade you?
he said to me that it's impossible for you to come to Manchester City.
Ja, okay,
And I
hvis
say,
Ferguson
boss.
siger det.
So I took the decisions, and
Yeah.
I repeat with I was with conscience that it was a good decision.
You came back and it couldn't have started better. You played at Old Trafford.
2 basser.
You won 4-1 against Newcastle. You scored twice. Sir Alex was there, loving it, obviously, the return of the prodigal son. Your mother was there, the return of her own son. Your mother was crying, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
But what a comeback. How did that feel that day when you came off the pitch?
Well, that feeling was amazing.
Okay,
but
vi starter
not
ud
only the day of the game. I
med-
felt before the
Ja,
week.
præcis. Alt det, han siger nu,
before
det kunne jeg
that
også sige
everything
for ham, så
changed.
jeg tæller lige ind
People
over.
speak
Vi starter ud med
about
den her lidt
me,
fløde del.
back
Der kommer noget
home,
gossip senere,
back
det lover
where
jeg.
They belong. So it was a special moment.
Ja, det var et stort
to be
øjeblik.
back
Det er
to
fint,
Manchester
Cristiano.
United,
Det er ikke det, vi er her for.
perform for our fans, and of course to score 2 goals was the best welcome that I received in Old Trafford. It was memorable day and unbelievable day too.
The Viva Ronaldo chant went up.
Yes, Viva Ronaldo.
You like hearing
Be
that?
back, of course I did.
Yeah.
As I told you before.
Hvorfor skal han sidde som
fans for me,
entertain
they
egentlig?
are everything.
2 things happened, I think, within 24 hours.
Hvis er det bare dominans.
Re-signing for United. One, you broke the all-time record for shirt sales in 24 hours. You actually beat a guy called Messi at PSG. You must have been happy about that.
Of course I do. As
sygt.
you know, I don't follow the records. The records follow me. So
Fedt sagt.
good.
Fedt
Another
sagt.
one in my book.
And the other one was the Manchester United tweet announcing that you were rejoining the club was the most tweeted or most liked tweet. I
Ja,
think,
det
in
fik også
20
mange likes, mand.
It's good, as I told you before. It was a good moment. Nobody expect, because things change around, in my opinion, in 72 hours, which is
Det gik så stærkt.
you plan.
Lige pludselig
or
bang,
they
så var han bare
spoke,
United.
Not only Manchester City, but other clubs too, spoke about your name, that you will change Juventus for another club. But Manchester United wasn't there, wasn't in that pot of that teams, but surprised everybody, even me, to be honest.
After a few weeks, things weren't going well at Manchester United. The club just wasn't firing. And in the end, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the manager, got sacked. And that's within like 2 months of you coming back. What were you feeling about what was going on at United? And what did you feel generally about the club itself and the state that the club was in compared to when you'd been there before?
Piers, to be honest, when I signed for Manchester United, I thought everything was changed, because it's 13 years that I'm
Det
changed.
forstår jeg ikke.
Uh,
Så følger
I
man jo
was
ikke
around
med.
9 years and 3 in Juventus. And when I arrived, I thought everything will be different, you know, the technology, the infrastructures and everything. But I was surprised in a bad way, let's say in that way, because I saw everything was the same. And Manchester, it wasn't in that moment that, as you mentioned, that Oli was sacked. Michael Carrick, he assumed the job for 2 games, Villarreal and Chelsea away.
Solid hukommelse.
And everything was so fast, but surprised me a lot. Instability in the club. Everything was kind of the same that I
It hadn't moved on.
No, they stop on a clock, in my opinion, which is something that surprised me. I didn't expect.
Nå. Ja, det har faktisk været deres store problem de sidste 10 år.
Slowly
Selv
and
fansene
slowly
ved
they
det, så
start to
overraskende, at han
change.
ikke vidste det.
Even the windows, the new players, and was tough. Was tough for me, because I didn't expect that. And
Because when you were there before, if Manchester United wanted a player under Sir Alex Ferguson, they normally got their man. Right now, it's a very different environment. After many years of failure since Sir Alex retired, United weren't getting the top players anymore. So were you surprised by that dynamic changing as well? Because you would have been used before to them, if they wanted top players, they got them.
I was surprised. I thought when I signed, that they signed in that year Sancho and Varane plus me, that things will be in the way.
Jeg er så heller ikke helt enig med Piers Morgan der.
As you mentioned, well, Sir Alex Ferguson left a big gap in the club. Not only Sir Alex Ferguson, but one person that I thought make the difference, David Gill, the president, a very, very good man. And the structure around Sir Alex Ferguson was very important too. I knew that Manchester United wasn't the same, but I don't see that it was so big gap, so big things that go through by the last 10 years. And it was the thing that surprised me more, to be honest.
It was little things like even the swimming pool that the players use, the saunas, all these facilities. Nothing had changed since you'd left in 2009.
Og så er der små detaljer.
Nothing changed.
Nej, det vidste jeg ikke, og det vidste fansene heller ikke.
Jacuzzi.
Men selve udviklingen af United, tror jeg godt fansene
Even some points in technology, the kitchen, the chefs, which is I appreciate, lovely persons. They stop in a time which is it surprised me a lot. I thought I will see different things, as I mentioned before, technology, infrastructure, but unfortunately we see many things that I'm used to see when I was 20, 21, 23, so surprised me a lot.
You'd also, of course, as you said, you'd been at Real Madrid and Juventus, where you saw them moving all the time to progress with technology, the latest thing, to improve performance levels. So you were able to compare what you'd experienced there with what was not happening at United.
In United, the progress was zero, in my opinion. To compare with Real Madrid and even Juventus, that they follow the recent world. So the technology, especially the terms of training, nutrition, and conditions of eat properly and to recover better than before, surprised me. Manchester right now, to compare with that club, I think it's behind, in my opinion, which is something that surprised me. A club with this dimension should be.
Men hvis Ferguson var blevet, altså i hans alder og den tid han kom fra, tror jeg ikke det havde ændret meget i forhold til altså teknologi og sådan noget.
Years they can reach to be in a top level.
Up next, Ronaldo's scathing verdict on what's gone wrong at Manchester United.
Spændende. Rimelig meget gået galt. By the way, det jeg var uenig om, kæft det er højt. Det jeg var uenig med Piers Morgan i, det er det der med United, de kan købe alle spillere.
United have had some of the best
Det mener jeg
managers
godt,
in
de
the
kan.
world follow Sir Alex Ferguson, and they've all been relative failures compared to other stages of their careers. Do you think that partly that's down to the structural element of this, that there just isn't the support that top managers need?
I don't know what's going on, but since the Sir Alex Ferguson left, I saw not evolution in the club. The progress was zero. For example, you have an interesting point that how the club as Manchester United, after Ole, they bring sport directive Ralph Rangnick, which is something that nobody understands. This guy is not even a coach. A bigger club like Manchester United bring sport directive. Surprised not only me, but all the world, you know.
Well, it was a ridiculous decision, wasn't it?
Men mange talte jo egentlig Rangnick op til,
You have to be honest.
at det var en god ting.
If you're not even a coach, how are you gonna be the boss of Manchester United? It's something that I should see that Manchester is not followed, not the right way to reach successful like other teams, like for example Liverpool or Manchester City, Chelsea. They are one step behind or two because of this kind of mistakes. In my opinion, they should improve and change probably the staff or the people, the directives or presidents. I don't know who is the problem there, but.
Did it show a lack of ambition to you when they replaced Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who a lot of fans liked, but he obviously wasn't delivering the big titles that United wanted and were used to. But to appoint someone like Ralph Rangnick, I mean, I'd never heard of him. And I'm thinking,
Nobody.
if had you heard of him?
No, of course not.
You'd never heard of this
Of
guy.
course
Nobody.
not.
The people who I speak, nobody knew it. Who is him? So,
Suddenly did you call him the boss?
of course, I respect. We have to call because he assumed the job. Regardless, all the coaches that I had in my career, I call them boss because if they assume the job, you have to call in that way. But in the end, deep inside me, I never saw him as a boss because I saw some points that I never agreed, and he stopped in the time as well. Because if you're not being a coach, the next 5 years, you're gonna lost the identity of to be a coach. So surprised me a lot. But in the same way, don't surprise me a lot because if you see the structures, they keep it the same. So the coaches didn't surprise me, but was a tough moment.
What was extraordinary was very quickly after
Ja, fair.
Randy took over.
Man kan godt følge ham lidt.
started
Altså, det var også en
briefing
mærkelig
journalists
beslutning.
that you weren't pressing enough, and that maybe it would be a good idea if you moved on from the club. And I'm like, who is this guy, and why is he saying this to the man who's scoring the goals?
To be honest, Piers, it's something that I don't understand. It's the new coaches that coming around, they think they find the last Coca-Cola in the desert, which is I don't understand. The football there invents many years. So, but I respect any coach have a different approach, different opinions, different mentality, but kind of some points that you not agree. So I'm always like that in my life. I'm always been beside the best coaches in the world, Zidane and
Ja, det er selvfølgelig rigtigt.
Mourinho,
Zidane, Ferguson,
Santos, Allegri.
dem her.
So I had kind of some experience because I learned from them. And when you see some coaches that they're coming, that they want to revolution the football, I not agree. I have my opinion. They agree or they disagree, but it's part of the business because in the end of the day, I'm in a club to win. And with my experience, I want to help, like always. And some coaches that don't accept. And, it's part of the job.
Did he know what he was doing, Randy, or not?
Så.
At a club like United?
No, they don't.
Ja, det kunne man godt mærke, han
They
gerne
knew
vil sige.
the club very well, but they don't know the dimension of the club inside, the history of the club, which is for me surprised me even more, which is when the soccer, Ole Solskjaer, you should bring a top manager, not sport director.
Did you think it was right to get rid of Solskjaer, or would you have kept him on?
Well, it's not. I love.
Ja,
Solskjaer.
han kan godt lide Ole, så det vil han ikke svare på.
Top person because
Men han ved godt,
why
han skulle
keep
fyres.
inside my heart, it's the heart of the persons, and Ole for me is a top person. Coach, of course, he wasn't. He didn't look for what he wants. It's hard to assume after Sir Alex Ferguson, but I think he did a good job. For sure, he need more time, but I'm never doubt that he's going to be a good coach in the future. But it was a good experience. I was so pleased to work with him.
Det gjorde ondt at svare på for ham, kunne man godt mærke.
What about the younger players, and specifically their mentality? Because it seemed to me, just from what I was reading, when you were originally at Manchester United as a young 18-year-old, that you had huge respect for the older players, the Keanes and these guys in the dressing room, and you would soak
Det
up
har de vel stadig, har
their
de ikke det?
experience, their wisdom, and so on.
Ja.
Did you get that same respect, do you think, from the younger players?
I don't mean that they don't respect the experienced players or the oldest players. I don't think that word is the best one, but they live in a different era. I can see my kid, they have 12 years old. The mentality, they are not the same. They are not suffer that.
Nej, det er rigtigt. Mentaliteten har ændret sig meget, siden Ronaldo var
I
på
think the hunger.
Sanchos alder.
They have the things more easily. Everything it's easily. They don't suffer. And I think they don't care. I don't mean only a few in Manchester United, but all the teams, all leagues in the world, the youngers, they are not the same of my generation. But we cannot blame them because it's part of the life, the new generation and
Det er svært for os at forholde os
the new
til.
technologies that avoid.
Vi kan ikke vide,
distract them
om
for
de unge
another
spillere
thing. But they are not the same.
ikke
They
gider det så
listen,
meget, som
but
Ronaldo gad.
This is why we have 2 ears. You listen from one side and they go away.
Eller i hvert fald, at de har det
side,
nemmere.
so don't surprise me, but in the same way, it's a little bit shame because if they have the best examples in front of your eyes, and if they don't at least copy what you did for me, it's kind of weird because I remember when I was 18, 19, 20s, I'm always look to see the best players, Van Nistelrooy, Ferdinand, Roy Keane, and gigs. This is why I have the successful that I have and longevity, because I take care of my body, my mentality, my head, because I see these guys and I learn from them.
Det tror jeg nu også stadig, de unge gør. Det tror jeg.
What do you say to them? What do you try and guide them to be like?
I think the best advice, I'm not the kind of guys to like to give advices. I prefer to be as example. Yes. Because I'm an example. I'm there.
Han er så også det bedste eksempel. Måske ud over det interview.
I'm probably the first ones to arrive and the last ones to go
Præcis.
out.
Første der kommer, og sidste der går.
I think the details speak for itself. So, because as I told you before, they listen one thing and in 2 minutes they already forgot and do it whatever they think it's better. This is why I say.
Ærgerligt, hvis det passer.
I like to lead by example, and some ones they follow me, not much, but
see, I just find that incredible. That if I was a young footballer and I had Cristiano Ronaldo at my club, that I wouldn't want to spend every second watching him, listening to him, observing the way you go about your business.
Ja, der er jeg fuldstændig enig.
They're not interested.
Hvis jeg var, lad os sige, Garnacho.
Some ones yes, but most of them no. But for me, it's not surprise me.
Ja, altså jeg havde muligheden. Jeg kopierede alt, Ronaldo gjorde.
Longevity careers, in my opinion, it's impossible.
Han har gjort alt rigtigt i hele hans karriere. Alt.
To see, for example, my generation, you see many players, they reach 36, 37, 38 in a high level. I think this generation, you're gonna count by your hands how many gonna reach in that level, because this years of preparation, it helps a lot.
Who are the players in the world that you most admire for their mental strength, their attitude?
It's difficult question.
Han siger ikke nogen navn, så.
I'm always can say what I see from my eyes. For example, if you tell me what I see, for example, in Manchester United, I can mention probably Dalot, Diogo Dalot. His example is young, but
en portugiser for United.
Very professional, and I'm not doubt that you're gonna have longevity in a football because.
Men mange siger det samme om Dalot. Han har talt virkelig meget op.
Intelligent, and he's very professional. You have a few ones more, but
few
like
ones?
him, it's difficult to see. Probably Martinez, Casemiro's 30s, but I will say Dalot.
Han kunne nævne én spiller, og så fyrer han lidt et par andre sådan, også stemme lidt. Men ellers så kunne han nævne én, hvor han gik i detaljer med dem fra Manchester United. Det er skræmmende. Det er meget, meget, meget skræmmende. Også fordi jeg ved Eriksen. Han er deroppe af. Han vil bare ikke ændre om det.
So Rangnick's come in, it's your second manager, it's not working.
Nu bliver det trist.
Great. You're still scoring goals regularly for Manchester United. You're about the only one who is. But then you get hit by an awful episode in your life, probably the worst time of your life, where your partner, Georgina, she's pregnant with twins and is actually giving birth to these 2 babies. And your baby son doesn't survive. And I don't think I can imagine.
Jeg får en klump i halsen at tænke på det. Det er...
You know, you can't imagine a worse.
Jeg havde også strukket på den der. Fuck, man.
To go a full term of a pregnancy, particularly for the poor mother in that case, but also for you. What was that like for you? That time in your life?
It's probably the worst moments that I passed through my life since my father died. You know, when you have a kid, that you expect that everything will be normal, and you have that problem. It's hard, you know, as human being that I am. Me and Georgina, we had quite difficult moments because we don't understand why happened to us. was difficult, to be honest. Was very, very difficult to
Ja, klart.
to understand what's going on in that.
Altså, at miste
that
et
period
barn,
of
det kan du
our
ikke
life.
sætte ord på.
As you know, the football.
Og det skal
carry on,
altid
there
at
are
gøre.
so
Fair
fast
play.
many competitions. The football don't stop. We are many competitions. And pass through in that moment was probably the most difficult moment that I had in my life. Me and my family, especially Gio, that was.
Ja, han spillede jo stadig i den her periode.
She was giving an interview about the new series of her TV show. And she said in an interview, a big piece of my heart shattered. And I asked myself how I could carry on. I had the answer nearer than I thought. I looked into the eyes of my children, and there I saw the only way of doing it being all together.
Yeah, I saw too. Yeah, this is why what we did. I grew up my family, especially Gio, and we had the difficult moments. But we say, listen, we have more kids. We have one that born, Bella, that we have to be happy to.
I mean, such a difficult situation again, where you're mourning the terrible loss of your little baby boy, but also celebrating the birth of your beautiful daughter.
Ja, selvfølgelig. Det er jo tvillinger, så...
My family and even my
Ja, det andet barn skal jo selvfølgelig også have kærlighed og opmærksomhed.
To be happy and sad in the same moment.
Yes.
I never felt. It's hard to explain.
So difficult.
So difficult. It's you don't know if you cry or you don't know if you smile.
Yes.
Because it's something that you don't know how to react. You don't know what to do, to be honest. And of course, I remember very well that I looked like, I don't know the word that to define what I felt in that moment, but it's crazy feelings, it's crazy emotional. But as I told you before, I have to hold that we had at least Bella, which is the most important.
Det må bare være svært at sige til sig selv.
But it was.
Men det er jo det, du skal gøre.
Difficult to explain.
How did you explain it all to your other children? They must have been so confused about it.
In the beginning, Gio arriving home and the kids start to say, "Where's another baby? Where's another baby?" Of course, Cristiano, I had conversation with him in the day.
Det er sygt, at det søn hedder Cristiano.
Because
altså, det er så vildt.
Old, he knows, he understands everything. And I had a nice conversation with him. We cried together in his bedroom, and he explained, and it's kind of, he didn't understand. He understand, but in the same way, he was a little bit confused. The other ones in the beginning, in the table, the kids start to say, "Mom, where is the other baby?" Blah blah blah. And Gio, in the beginning, they start to say, because you know she had a little bit belly because they had two. It's hard process. And after 1 week, I say, let's be frontal. Let's be honest with the kids. Let's say that Angel, which is the name, they go to the heaven. It's better to say in that way.
Yeah.
And we start to use in that way. And the kids always understand when we had shots in the table, and they say, "Daddy, I did this for Angel," and they point out for the sky, which is I say, and I like it the most because you know it's part of the lives, and I'm not gonna lie to my kids to say the truth, which was a difficult process. But in the same way, I become more father, more friendly of them. They become more.
Ja, han har nok lært meget af det.
Daddy,
som menneske og far, ja.
Georgine as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because these things they can make or break relationships. Because the grief can be so intense. It can drive couples apart or it can bring them closer.
In my case, it was better in that way. I become more friendly of Gio. I was of course friend, but I see more lovely for her and
man værdsætter mere de små ting nu.
And I start to see the life with a different perspective.
Ja, præcis.
You understand, which is coming the point of, if you're gonna ask me for sure, the pre-season moments, yes. For example, why I didn't go to the pre-season.
Yes, I'm going to come to that, yeah.
But it was just to finish in that chapter was the most difficult moment, the last since my dad died. It was this moment that I passed through the last 6 months.
Do you feel your son is with you in spirit? Do you feel
For
that?
sure. for sure, Ashes is with me, like my daddy. They are here in
Really?
my house. Yes, yes.
Oh, wow.
It's something that I want to hold for the rest of my life. I'm not throw to the ocean or to the sea. I keep with me. They are next to my daddy. I don't know if you check. I have a small church down, and
you do?
Yes, I do.
Like a little chapel.
Yes.
I hans eget
And I
hus
keep
sammen.
my
Okay,
daddy
sygt nok.
and my son.
Do you talk to them?
Yes, I do. I talk with them every time, and that they are in my side. They are, they help me to be a better man, to be a better person, to be a better father, and it's something that I'm really, really proud that the message that they send me, especially my son.
Amazing. You had an extraordinary reaction from football fans.
Ja, for satan.
Obviously from Manchester United, but I think you must have been just so surprised by the outpouring of not just support, but Liverpool fans sang on the 7th minute of their next game, "You'll never walk alone." The Kop, the great infamous enemy of Manchester United.
Ja, det var sgu et
What
smukt
did you feel
øjeblik.
when you heard that?
I never ever expect that. Never. I had the opportunity now to say, all English community, thank you a lot for that
Ja.
kind of that they had with me, not only Liverpool, but all England. I felt
I was at Arsenal when you played, and on the 7th minute, the whole crowd
I
were
received
applauding you.
a letter from the Queen family as well.
Really?
Yes,
Oh.
I do. Which is his
From the Queen herself? Or?
family,
Yeah.
and surprised me a lot.
Offering their condolences.
Yes,
Wow.
unbelievable. This is why.
Så
I
ved
say
man
I
også, man har
respect
gjort
a
et
lot
indtryk på
English
folk, når man kan
community, English people.
få den reaktion fra hele verden.
Because they've
Fra
been very kind.
kongehuset
me
og så
in-
videre.
in
Eller,
that
det hedder det nok
difficult
ikke i
moment of
England.
my life
Dronning.
was spectacular. The way they treat me and my family in that difficult moments. I should say straight to the crowd and thank you to the all English community that helped me in that moment.
When the Queen sadly died in September, you posted a very nice tribute to her. Was part of the reason because of what they had
Of course,
been like with you?
of course, they've been so kind of with me, and this is why I did what I did. But it was unbelievable moment. I'm never ever gonna forget that moment.
You have a little girl, Bella. She's 6 months old now.
6
Must
måneder?
be a great joy amid all that terrible sadness.
Så lang tid siden?
Unbelievable. It was another member in the family. They are the shine of the house, and we are so proud. Me, Georgina, and all my kids. They are very, very proud for them. They are spectacular. A beautiful girl, and we are so happy. We are so happy. We are happy fathers.
You're going to have more?
Det,
I'm not thinking now to thinking more kids. I
Det
think
ansigt
we
sagde
will
nej.
be done, but we never know. The future, only God knows.
Ah.
But right now, we want to have a break to enjoy these ones because they are little. Bella 6, and the rest they are 5, and Cristiano 12. We want to enjoy a little bit of these ones and
fornuftigt.
see the future.
It's very difficult to play top-level football at the best of times. It's a hard business in full public.
Så er der
where
fodboldsnak
millions of
igen.
people watching. To
Tror jeg.
have to go back and play after this
Nej, okay, ikke
must have
helt.
been
Over lidt.
incredibly hard for you, even with your mental strength. How did you find that?
Difficult, very difficult to play after that. But as I always have good support from my family, and Georgina told me, go to play, go enjoy, to do what you like to do.
Det er også bare vigtigt at være omringet af den type mennesker.
Forget a little bit the situation. It was difficult, but in the same point, I think helps. Helps for you to, to don't thinking much about that. Even to training was good, but as you know, the football going so fast, and trainings, games, even the national team, the things going so fast. You don't even have a time to settle and say what's going on, because the thing's going so fast.
Ja, fodboldspillerlivet, det er 100
Was good help.
kilometer i timen, hele
Georgina
tiden.
helped me a lot to give me that possibility to say.
She's a very strong woman,
Yes, she did.
Georgina.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, really strong.
Yes.
To just to be your partner is probably not an easy time a lot of the time, with all the attention all the time. But to go through what she's gone through and still
We
get
help.
up and be there
We
for
help
you.
each other, but she struggled
Er hun en af
when she was young, which is she.
Er hun
know
mor til
to
alle
look at
hans
life in a
børn? Det er ikke
different-
helt,
in a
det ved jeg
different
faktisk ikke
light.
helt.
Even she's young, but she suffer. You know, she's born in Argentina. She have his issues with his family as well.
Okay.
She live alone. She have interesting life and
Yes.
histories as well. History, and she helped me a lot. She's very mature for his age. We help each other. Sometimes when I'm a little bit down, she push me up, and I do it to the other side. So we
Ja, hun
are
er 28.
nice couple. We help each other. So I'm really pleased that she's on my side.
Any movement on the wedding
Nej,
bells?
Cristiano er ikke hendes.
I'm not thinking now about that, but I can see in the future. I think she deserve, but it's something that not coming now in my plans, but in the future, yes, I want.
Bella, som er 6 måneder, og Alana, som er 5 år, er hendes. Okay. Jeg tænker også 4 børn som 28 år havde været imponerende. Nå, nu er det gossip-tid med Wayne Rooney, og det ser jeg frem til. Og forhåbentlig noget Gary Neville og sådan noget.
4 days after this terrible time in your life, United get a new manager, Erik ten Hag. Did you know much about him?
A little bit through Ajax, the job that he did for Ajax.
You end the season with 24 goals.
Han havde da hørt om
Manchester
ham.
United, including 18 in the Premier League, 6 in the Champions League. You were second in the Golden Boot for the English football.
Så en ganske godkendt
By any
sæson.
normal yardstick, that's an incredible performance. And yet you were still getting criticised. It was almost like, well, it's got to be your fault, even though you scored all the goals. Were you as bemused as I was that you were becoming the focal point for the criticism?
I think it's easy to point out when you want to cover other things. To point out Cristiano Ronaldo, it's easy. Everyone know that press they wanna put me in the first page because they know they will sell more. The interesting will be different, and I'm used to live like that because I was 37. I know and I learn many things. When you are in the down of the wave, when you are in the top of the wave, you don't realize and you don't see things that you don't see before, which is I appreciate to have bad moments to see which people is in your side, who criticize you more, because they're looking for that. They don't like to see successful people. The people only try to bring negativism. And
De
I
findes, de
felt
mennesker,
the last 4 or
desværre.
5 months that not only for me, but even for my family as well, for Georgina, especially around the world, the press criticize me even more. Sometimes I don't understand why. Even Portuguese press that they criticize me a lot. I don't understand, but
Det er også
I
nyt
still
for ham,
believe
det her.
that
At blive
the
kritiseret.
jealousy is part of that. They want to cover many things that helps to shine other things. But listen, Piers, I know I'm 21 years in the top of the game, so I know how it takes. So for me, it's not a problem. It's hard when you are a little bit down to listen to this criticize.
Do you read it all? Do you read newspapers? Do you read social media?
Han
A
siger
good
det
thing
hårdt.
that I have, I don't like to read because I know 90% of the times they lie. They are garbage. The press, they are garbage.
Okay, pressen lyver 90% af gangene.
Most of them, they don't say.
Det tror jeg gerne.
And they lie. They constant lie and they constant attack me and my family. They're always negativism against my family. Why I'm gonna read? Because I know they try to.
Ja, det skal nok bare spille tid at læse alt det der.
My family, which is something hard to deal, but.
Det skal fodboldspillere også bare lade
At the end
være
of the
med.
day,
Holde
I
sig fra
understand.
sociale medier, når det omhandler dem
But
selv.
it's really, really hard.
The problem you have is you're too famous.
Ja,
You are the most followed human being on Instagram. That you have, I just checked, 495 million followers. I have just under 2 million on Instagram. 8 million on Twitter, so I'm catching you on Twitter slowly, but 400, you're nearly at 500 million.
har næsten 500 millioner følgere på
That's
Instagram.
insane. You're bigger
Jeg er
than
ikke
all
en
the
af dem.
Kardashians put
Jeg
together.
skal være nummer 500 millioner.
It's good. I feel proud for that. It means a lot for me because it means that people like me too. I'm charismatic. I think why I'm the number one. Sometimes I ask that question to myself. Why me and not another one?
Why do you
Because
think it is?
Ja, hvorfor?
to be honest, not just only because I play good football, because everyone knows, but
Det er der
I
også
think
andre,
the
der
West is relevant. You have to be charismatic. People have to feel some connection with you. I think to be good looking helps too.
I have the same problem.
Ja, fair nok. Altså,
To be
ja,
honest, Chris, I don't know the real reason, but
fair det selv siger det. Altså, det passer.
I'm charismatic and I'm
Alene at sige det der er
technically
karismatisk.
fruit. I don't know if we
A what?
a fruit that
yeah.
people want to bite.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can say in English.
Any particular fruit or?
Let's
nice
say
peach?
strawberry.
Der har
I
taget
don't know
beregning
the-
til interview. Ja, fint
The
med det.
reason.
I mean, what's incredible to me is the power you have.
Appetite
Appetite
fruit.
fruit.
I don't know if it makes sense in English, but if it don't make sense, you learn.
I'll research appetite fruit. Yeah. I
Det må være noget
I have a pinned
portugisisk.
tweet, and it's you telling me I have good abdominals, which is a very good observation. By the way. And it's only 10 seconds long. It's had 43 million views, this clip. So thank you. Because
good.
43 million people have heard the guy who actually has got good abdominals tell me I've got good abdominals. But it showed me the sheer firepower you have in that world of social media. It's just extraordinary.
Is what I told you before. I have good things, which is you can sell your own product, let's say in that way, but you have to deal with many obstacles in your life too.
Do you care if people hate you? I mean, a lot of people love you, but obviously a lot of people don't. You're so big, you're going to get both. But do you care about the ones who
I care.
hate Cristiano Ronaldo?
I care the people who like me.
Ja, det skal
I'm
man
not
også.
waste time for the people who don't like me. I think it's waste of time.
Ja, af alle mennesker, så er Cristiano nok den i
They are
verden,
not
der
interested
har
on my life.
flest
I like to
hater.
be
Må han vel
surrounded
næsten være.
around the people who love me. I don't waste my time to see the criticism.
Ej, så skal man altså ikke spille sin tid på dem. Det så vil du.
Next to me, ex-players, for example.
Det vil du bare falde
I
mentalt
mean,
fra
one of
jer.
your biggest critics has been, and I'm surprised about this,
Me too,
Wayne Rooney,
for example.
who you played with for many years, very successful.
Jeg har slet ikke lagt mærke til alt det her med Rooney.
With him, and yet all this year, 3 or 4 times, he's come out and attacked you in the media.
Piers, I don't understand. You should ask this question to him, but I don't know.
Også fordi Rooney
I
er
don't
ikke
know why he
en
criticizes me
pundit.
so bad, or I don't
says-
believe
he
that
says-
he's jealous of me.
He says your behaviour is unacceptable. United should sell you. Blah 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 blah. I mean, it's Wayne Rooney. It's not
Surprised
like
me. It was 1 year ago or 6 months ago here in my house. He pick up his kids here and invite Cristiano to go to his house to play football. I really don't understand people like that. Or if they wanna be in the cover of the paper, of the news, or they want a new jobs or whatever.
Is it jealousy as well, perhaps, that you're still playing and still in the Man United red
Probably
shirt?
because he finished his career with 30s, so I'm still playing high level. I'm not gonna say that I'm looking better than him, which is true, but but it's
Det er også vildt, han siger det der. Men ja, fair nok.
it's hard to listen that kind of criticize and negative about people who play with you. For example, Gary Neville as well.
Yeah, I mean, Gary Neville, you blanked him the other day.
Ja, jeg kan godt se det, når jeg læser det. Han udtaler sig til Talksport og sådan noget. Rooney.
He's obviously liked
Hvorfor?
being your friend, but he's been pretty critical of you.
Ja,
as
Neville,
well.
ja.
When you have,
People can have his own opinion, but they don't really know what's going on. For example, inside the training ground and Carrington area, or even my life, they should listen not only one point of view. They have to listen my point of view as well, because it's easy to criticize, but if you don't know the old story, it's easy, you know. But it's Piers, as I say before, it's part.
are they
of,
still friends of yours, or do you have a line where
They are not my friends. They are colleagues. We play together. They're not coming. We not have a dinner together, for example. But as I told you, Piers, before, it's part of my journey. They keep criticize me, negativism every time. So I continue my,
Det er jo ikke every time.
my trip.
Det er når der er noget
I have
negativt
to
at sige.
catch up the people who like me.
Some of your ex-colleagues have been incredibly supportive. Rio Ferdinand has always got your back. Roy Keane always has your back. Whatever happens, he's always supported you and has continued to do so. Does that mean a lot to you?
It means a lot because I was in the dressing room with them. They are part of my journey in football as well. As I mentioned many times, Roy Keane.
Jeg er egentlig spændt på, hvad Keane og Rio siger til, han tager det her interview.
Helped me a lot. He was my neighbor. I was his neighbor.
Oh, wow.
So very.
For de elsker jo også United.
Not just because they speak good about me.
Og det her skader jo, altså blandt andet Ten Hag.
There in the dressing room. They are football players.
Det er så nok måske først i part 2, vi hører om ham.
Players
Stadig.
thinking and the behaves, etc. And to listen colleagues or teammates to criticize you and they only see one point of view.
Do you feel a bit betrayed when they do that? Because you played together.
It's easy to criticize. I don't know if they have a job in television that they must criticize to be more famous. I really don't understand.
Do you think they use your name a bit to get attention?
I think they take advantage.
Det er der nok nogen, der gør, ja.
Because they are not stupid. And I really understand.
Det gør vi altså også på Relevant Podcast. Det gør jeg faktisk lige nu.
Criticize or when the people speak good about you, but it's hard when you see people who was in the dressing room with you criticize you in that way.
It must hurt
It's
you.
not good. Yeah. Yes, I did, but not hard. I'm not gonna be.
Jeg tror ikke, det gør ondt på
I'm
ham.
not gonna sleep bad because of the criticism.
Jeg tror bare, han tænker nok bare, hvorfor?
It's not good to listen that.
Disappointing.
Ja.
A little bit, yes. Disappointing.
Next on Uncensored, expect fireworks and the explosive second half of my 90 minutes with Ronaldo.
Det glæder jeg mig til.
Your baby daughter's in hospital.
And the president of Manchester United didn't believe the empathy don't exist. The Glazers, they don't care about
Det
about
bliver
the
spicy.
What would your message be to Manchester United fans?
club. The fans for me will be always in my heart.
He was deliberately provoking you.
I didn't felt that he had respect for me.
Cristiano Ronaldo's 12 rules to life.
Why not? Imagine the rest of the rats, they're gonna criticize me too.
I'm just trying to work out how Wayne Rooney could hate you even more.
They only speak about the black sheep, which is me.
They're trying to force you out.
Yes, not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there around the club. Yes, I feel betrayed. If you don't have respect for me, I'm never gonna have respect for you.
Do you think England have a chance?
I have a chance beside Portugal, in my opinion.
That's it, you retire, right?
Yeah, I retired. 100%.
Fair nok. Og det kan vi se frem til i morgen. Det var første del af Ronaldos 90 minutters lange interview med Piers Morgan, og til tanke, hvad vi har set på Twitter i dagene op til, også på hvad vi har været inde på. Alle de store ting, de er gemt til part 2, fordi det første del har været lidt at lægge væk på den følelsesmæssige del, i forhold til selvfølgelig at miste barnet og så videre, men der har der selvfølgelig været lidt inde på, hvor skuffet han er over, at United ikke har rykket sig de sidste mange år siden han var i United sidst. Det er jo nærmest 15 år siden eller sådan noget. Og det kan jeg godt følge ham i. Og ellers så synes jeg faktisk ikke, han siger noget, jeg er på nogen måde uenig med. Jeg synes faktisk, det er rigtig flot første del. Jeg vil mene, når du er kontraktbundet, som han er lige nu, så, altså også med Ralf Rangnick og så videre, havde han været ude af Manchester United, så kunne jeg ikke se det store problem i det. Det er det faktum, at han stadig er i klubben, at han har 100% ret i alt, han siger. Det er fedt, der er nogen, der gider at sige det, fordi det hjælper tydeligvis ikke, når Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, United-legender siger det. Men havde det så virket, når Ronaldo havde, altså hvis han havde ventet, det er måske det, han tænker. Men jeg synes stadigvæk, den del er decideret forkert. Men ellers det store, det vilde gossip, det lader til, at vi må vente til i morgen med den del. Så ja, hvis I kunne lide den her meget... Jeg prøvede simpelthen ikke at snakke for meget. Det gjorde jeg. Jeg vil ikke snakke ind over. Men hvis I trods alt godt kunne lide React-videoen, eventuelt har nogle justeringer af noget, jeg skal gøre til i morgen og generelt fremtiden, så må jeg endelig til. Smid et kæmpe stort like, subscribe hvis I er nye. Ses vi ellers bare. I hvert fald i morgen til part 2. Peace.